going to talk about interview questions as you are applying to different kinds of agencies. If you decide that you want to work with an agency, these are going to be some of the questions they ask. Now, I do always recommend scatterbomb your resume. You are a commodity. You are a very valuable asset, and you have product knowledge. You are able to process information, which they don't teach outside of the insurance industry. So one of the questions that I have found that was asked the most, why do you think you're good for the position? What makes you good for this position? Now, I'm going to give you a do and a don't. The do is be confident. Show them that you worked for this, that you know what you want. Be confident in yourself. Either you have passed the exam or you are pursuing the exam, or you wouldn't be here. So when they ask you, why would you be good for the position? Break it down for yourself. Do a little pumping up and be confident with you. What are you good at? Did you drive an ice cream truck? Do you like people? Did you spend time processing paperwork? Have you utilized your resources? Are you a master of navigating screens? Whatever it is that you think would apply specifically to insurance, and it is vast. Insurance means you're able to build rapport. You're able to remember things. Maybe you have a phenomenal memory. Maybe you're good at math or good at taking notes. Any one of those things, those finer points, and I'm going to make a note to write those out for you. Any one of those items is going to be a good reason for you to want to be in insurance. You can talk about maybe why you're passionate about it. I want to be a superhero for indemnification. If somebody's house burns down, I want to make sure they're protected adequately. So why would you be good? That's the do. Here's my don't. Don't be arrogant. Do not think your confidence is out of this world, because the truth is there is a difference between confidence and arrogance. You need to find the fine line. You need to be confident enough to let them know you are of value and you know it. But if you are arrogant in this way, I was at an interview, third interview, sitting in front of multiple people, and they asked, why do you think you're perfect for this job? Now, I had just spent 45 minutes explaining to them why I think, and that was the third time I had done that. So simply put, I said, because I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. However, that did not go over very well, and I was offered a lesser position, not an independent agent, not a field agent. I was offered the service rep position because of my arrogance. So I would definitely say you're due, be confident, do not be arrogant, and find your middle ground. Question number 2, what skill sets would you have as a good agent? This is also going to couple with the list you may have created for your confidence. What skill sets do you have? Maybe you're a master wizard online. You can head straight to the county assessor's office and find out who owns a property. That's a little bit stalking sometimes, but not in the insurance industry. You can totally look up your friend's address and find out, do they own or rent? You can spend your time asking them that, or maybe you're a wizard. So kind of cool stuff there. What kind of skill sets do you have? Next, have you ever been in a role where you had to meet sales goals? And if so, how? Have you ever had to sell anything? Like anything? Now, I was in jewelry. I had to sell lots of things. $760,000 in jewelry my first year. They gave me a pin and a $1 raise. That wasn't worth it to me. And that's when I sat down with Melissa, the insurance exam queen, and said, what else can we do? So tell me about a time where you had to meet sales goals. Now, if you've never been in a position where you had to meet a sales goal, that's okay. Maybe you worked at Jack in the Box. Maybe you had a part-time job at Ross. Maybe you were selling shoes. It doesn't matter. At some point in your life, you were selling something. So find it, because they will ask you. Tell me about a time you had a conflict at work. Now, this is kind of a broad interview question, and it goes for most industries. The reason why it is specific and important in the insurance industry is because you are going to have to battle multiple conflicts. Probably every day there are going to be conflicts at work. That doesn't mean with the people you're working with necessarily. It might be the policyholders, right? But there are consistent conflicts. Was a policy started on time? Was it canceled on time? If not, why not? So conflict at work is a very important thing to be able to show that you can overcome conflicts and that you will not be overwhelmed by them. Another question. How do you feel about cold calling? This did come up in every single interview that I attended. How do you feel about cold calling? And the reason for that is because it is an agency expectation. If you're over at the corporate, you're just answering inbound calls, piece of cake. Then we're going to talk about overcoming objections. But when you are at an agent's office, maybe you don't have a book of business yet and you have to cold call. Maybe you are at an agent's office and they have a book of business, but then you're looking at monoline policies. Maybe they only have homeowners. Guess where the money is? You're going to want to pick up that phone and say, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I see that you have been with us for 5 solid years, and I am calling to say thank you. Before we come up for renewal, my job here is to make sure you're getting a smoking deal. I'm going to look out for every discount and program that I see that you're eligible for. You do qualify for that multi-line discount. What are we driving? So even though you may already have access to that person in an active book of business, that doesn't mean they've ever been offered auto. Maybe they have a golf cart. Here in Arizona, golf carts are like dime a dozen. But maybe they have a boat. I just rode a boat the other day. I live in Arizona and we are landlocked. Guess who rode a boat the other day? There was a gentleman sent over. The referral was from a lien holder that I had met actually in an event the month before. Customer calls in. I got the email from the lien holder, right? And they said, we will be blah, blah, blah. Please contact the customer. However, the customer ended up calling me anyway. I collected all the information, got confirmation, and provided a quote. By the time we were done, I'm writing 3 cars. It was just, so technically that wasn't a cold call, but that would have been a cold contact. So a beautiful example, anytime you've not met someone before, during your interview or your interaction, talk about that with your hiring manager. Next is, and I got this every single time, do you know any real estate agents, car dealers, or lenders? Now, why would we care about that? In the insurance industry, your job is to protect whatever somebody spent money on, to protect their investment, their home, their car, whatever they took a loan for, to protect. So of course you want to meet those people. Now, if your answer is no, I don't know any, that's fine, but have a backup answer for this is how I'm planning to meet them. This is how I am going to spend my time at events. This is how I am going to market myself on social media, online. So have a formulated breakdown of if you do not have the answer and if you do not have the experience, have something already prepped in your mind of your plan to do so, and then be grateful for whatever they're going to teach you. And you can say that. I know you have a system here. I know you have something broken down and you want to teach me. I'm open ears.